Have you ever wondered how to build multiple streams of income for yourself in your life and in your business? Now, everybody says that you should have multiple streams of income, but how do you go about it? Well, today is part one in a multi-part series that's going to show multiple streams of income that literally anybody can build. Anyone can do it, you can do it, I can do it, anyone can do it in their lives. So stay tuned because the tips are coming your way in 3, 2, 1. Hi everyone! Now if you're new to this channel, my name is Faishala and I love to share about marketing, money, making more of it, and making it happen in your life and in your business, all right? So if you're a business owner, aspiring business owner, this is the spot for you, and that's the kind of content that I love to share. Now today we're talking about multiple streams of income that anyone can have. All right, we're kicking off a whole new series, a whole new playlist here on YouTube. So make sure you watch the entire playlist that tells you multiple streams of income that anyone can have. But today is day one, and I'm excited about this first one because I think that this is one that a lot of people overlook. Now, this may be interesting to you. I'm a wedding planner at Own Statuesque Events. This is the Statuesque Events office, as you can see from the logo behind me. However, I studied computer engineering in undergrad. I went to the University of Pennsylvania. It's a top school, Ivy League school, and studied computer engineering. And I'm not bad at it. I'm just gonna toss that out there, but I really have a passion for wedding planning. And here's the thing, I think that this is true of a lot of us, right? We study one thing, but we're passionate about something else. And through life's experiences, we learn that we're passionate about something else and we want to start a business in that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like there's nothing wrong with, starting a business in something other than what you studied. And that happens to a lot of us. But there's also nothing wrong with using the skills that you have available to you, right? Like for instance, I built my own website. There are lots of skills that you have available to you through whatever it is that you studied in college. And that's what I want to talk about today, right? Building multiple streams of income really comes from your skill set. Like what are the skill sets that you've built over the years that can pay you money, right? And give you multiple streams of income so you're not relying on just one thing. Like right now, as a wedding planner, almost all of my weddings are being rescheduled until next year. I have a couple of smaller weddings that may still take place this year, but almost all my weddings are being rescheduled to 2021, which means a lot of my revenue that I was expecting for this year is also being pushed into 2021. So I think right now with the coronavirus, with 2020, with everything that's going on, we're all learning the value of having multiple streams of income so that if, life hits one industry, you still have another industry to support you. I want to talk a little bit about my story and why this is an exciting topic for me, right? A lot of times people say, quit your day job, fire your boss, fire your boss, quit your day job, be your own boss. But they tell you hey, once you fire your boss, then start multiple streams of income. And it's just a lot of information all at once to digest and to figure out, especially after leaving your job. So this is something that is really exciting for me to share because I want to share people how to do this the right way, how to build a business the right way, in a way that minimizes your risk. Because let's be honest, lots of us out here, we want to live our best lives, right? So you can build your business and live your best life at the same time. And I want to show you how you can have multiple streams of income to support you through the process. Another example I have is that some years ago, I was working at Accenture. I was an IT consultant and I loved working at Accenture. It's a great place to work. It's a great place, especially to start your career. It teaches you so many fundamentals that you can use in corporate America and in life. And I loved working there. However, I got in a really rough spot where a project that I was on got canceled on short notice due to wanting more affordable resources from another city. I live in DC, which isn't the cheapest city, and they wanted more affordable resources from another city, which is fine. But then I ended up going on the bench and I couldn't find another role that would set me up for promotion and set me up for success that I wanted in my job. And long story short, I really had to make the tough decision between taking a job that pretty much a position, a role in the consulting world that was not going to help my career at Accenture, or leaving. And of course I chose to leave because taking a job that's outside of the realm of what I really wanted to do means I'm going to spend more work and I'm basically going to kill my business in the process, right? I'm not even going to have the time to focus on my business because I'm trying to ramp up in this other area frankly, and in an area that I'm not even interested in pursuing. So I really got faced with that situation and I completely left my job, completely left. And thankfully, I already had my business. So my business was something that sustained me through that period for a good number of years before I ended up signing on to work for a nonprofit for a couple of years later on. The reason I tell this story is because it's personal to me. It's a frank example of what happens when you put your eggs in one basket. The person who holds the basket tells you what you should do with your life. And none of us want that. So it's important to have multiple streams of income so that if something happens in one industry or in one area of your life, you still have a backup plan to support you through as you move forward, right? So with that said, I want to talk about the first stream of income. And guys, I know this is something that a lot of people, especially on social media, especially on Instagram, say is a bad stream of income, but it's actually a very good fundamental. A good first stream of income is actually a day job, right? Corporate America, nonprofit, in retail, whatever it is, having a day job is not a bad first stream of income. Now, obviously, you're trading your time for money. But the truth is that if you don't have a concrete idea of how to not trade your time for money, that's a good thing to do while you're figuring it out because you're getting a steady paycheck. And frankly, because there should be bounds around how long you're working. I believe that if you're working a corporate job, if you're working at a nonprofit, your hours should be 9 to 5, okay? So, putting those boundaries yourself helps you. It helps you to make sure that you are maximizing the opportunity and also that they are not taking more from you than what they should be, right? Now, here's the thing. Working at the nonprofit, doing IT while also managing my business has afforded me a lot. Like I have very specific financial goals and it's afforded me the opportunity to pay down my house way faster than I could have done with one or the other. And that's a specific goal that I have for my life. And it's helped me with that, right? Having multiple streams of income helps me to pay down my debts faster. I still have money to travel and enjoy life and go to socials and buy clothes, etc. And I also, am refining my skills and continuing to learn as I go along. So I don't think there's anything wrong with making your first stream of income a day job, at least for now. Now, it's probably not the best forever goal, but it's a good starting point for you to have multiple streams of income and to learn how to balance your time between multiple streams of income, right? Now, with that being said, I think that there are some things to consider with this, right? In order to make a 9-to-5 job or make a corporate job, a sales job, your first stream of income, there have to be boundaries. And some very important boundaries that you want to consider. Number one are, how long are you working there? If you are signing on to a corporate job, a nonprofit job, something that's corporate-ish, your hours should be 9 to 5, maybe 8:30 to 5. But anything outside of that time should belong to you. That's your time. If you are working 12 hours, 14-hour days, then you're not going to have the energy to manage really any other streams of income. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's real estate, which is supposed to be passive, but there are always things that you have to do. You're not going to have the energy to manage those things, right? So you need to make sure that you have boundaries around your job. Now, if you're someone who's watching and you're like, oh, my job expects me to work like at least 14-hour days all the time and work weekends and do this and that, then yes, truthfully, this specific job may not be the best job for you if you're looking to diversify your income and have multiple streams of income, right? It may be time to find another job that has a better understanding of work-life balance, right? That will really demand 9, maybe at the most 10-hour work days from you so that you have that 5 to 9 o'clock p.m. to work on whatever else it is that you're going to do in your income stream, right? It's really important and it's something to consider. So boundaries are key to having multiple streams of income. You can't have multiple streams of income which all demand 8 hours a day from you. You'll never have time to get through it. So you have to put boundaries around it. And frankly, there's nothing wrong with putting boundaries around it if you're working in a corporate job, which is supposed to be an 8-hour job. If you're supposed to be working 8-hour days, give them 8 hours, give them a good strong 8 hours and take the rest for yourself. Reclaim your time, people. That's what I'm asking you to do. Reclaim your time. Now, another thing that can be a culprit is if you have a really long commute, like if you're driving 2 hours each way and, by the time you get home, you have no energy left. Like that's another thing that could mean that, while a day job could be your first stream of income, this specific one that you're in may not be one. That's something that you want to consider, right? You really want to consider, how much energy do I have outside of my job, whether it's before I go or after I come back. Like, that's what you need in order to start to diversify into other streams of income. Because no matter what it is, whether it's stocks, whether it's real estate, whatever, you need to eventually spend some time on it. So you want to make sure that you're clearing time and you're really like guarding your time, because that's the one thing you can't get back. Even if you lose a little bit of money, you can get money back, but you can't get time back. So you have to guard that time. The third thing is, there are many other reasons that people may feel like, okay, you know what, my job sucks up all my time. If your job sucks up all your time, then that means you may not have the time for other revenue streams, right, in your life. So that's something that you want to consider. Now, assuming that you do have a job that only requires, 8, 9, maybe at the most 10 hours a day of your time, and, you're ready to like jump into other streams of income, some really important tips to keep in mind are, number one, you want to be clear about your hours. When you go into work, you bang things out, boom, 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 you get things done, and you are gone by a certain hour, whether that's 4:35, whatever it is for you, that you are gone and you are focused on whatever the next thing is in your life. Now, that next thing in your life may not even be a revenue thing, right? Like, I'm very active in my church, so I spend a lot of time after hours, working on church things. So that's something to keep in mind. But you have to be clear in your schedule and like literally block time for things. So once 5 o'clock hits, like, that means that time belongs to someone else. It belongs either to your business or to wherever you volunteer or whatever. And that's something that you have to keep in your own mind so that you can hold other people to it. Now, the second thing that I'm really passionate about is use as many web tools as possible. I tell people all the time that, like, I keep a lot of things like in Google Drive, in Aisle Planner, which is a tool for wedding planners. Like, there are multiple online tools that I use to manage my stuff, so that no matter what, if I'm on the go, if I'm in a car, if I'm out of state and I don't have my one specific laptop with me, I can still access my files and get work done. That's a really important thing that you want to do. You want to use as many web-based tools as possible, so that even if you have a day job and then you have something else working in the evening, you can still do those projects, between 5 to 7. You can meet with clients, whatever it is you need to do, from your phone, from whatever else, a library, laptop, wherever it is you find yourself, you can get work done because you're using web tools. Like, this is something that has really saved me and it's really helped, and it's worth the investment, because again, you're making money from your day job, and maybe you spend a little more on these web tools to make your life a little easy, but at the end of the day, you have 2 streams of income that support it, right? You have to spend money a little to make money, so invest in web tools. Some that I would suggest are Dropbox. I would suggest Google Drive. I would suggest, especially if you have a team, like I have a team and we have things shared in Google Drive, I would suggest, what else would I suggest? I love Aisle Planner because I'm a wedding planner. So if you're in the wedding industry, I would suggest that. I would even suggest apps. Like, I love Mile IQ for tracking my miles and how much of my driving time is spent on personal versus business. Just different web tools that you can use that make your life easy, that don't tie you to one specific laptop where it's like, oh, I can't do anything for my business or anything for anything else until I get home to this one specific laptop. I think that's always bad. So you definitely want to use as many web tools as you can, especially mobile friendly web tools. So you can even get work done in an Uber if you find yourself in one. So that's like really critical to both balancing multiple streams of income. And something else I wanted to talk about is, like, you want to set office hours. Like, it's okay to tell your clients, like, I generally meet with clients between 5 to 7 p.m. or I generally meet with clients from 4 to 8 or whatever it is, setting those hours and saying these are the times that I'm available to meet. Because the funny thing is that a lot of your clients are only going to be available during those times anyway, because they have day jobs, right? So setting your office hours, making it clear, putting it in your email signature, putting it in your onboarding documentation, so people are aware these are the times that you're available, and phrasing it in a way that's a benefit to them, right? They work 9 to 5, so you being available 4 to 8 is actually probably more of a service to them than a hindrance. So that's something that you want to do, like, really be creative about the fact that, yes, I work a day job, but I'm still willing to serve people in another way. These are all things that you want to think about, but the name of the game, if you have a day job of any sort, working at a nonprofit, in a corporation, etc., and you want to add other streams of income, is efficiency. You want to be efficient as possible in the things that you're doing, right? You're gaining efficiency when you tell yourself, you know what, I'm at this job from 8 to 4:30 and I need to get this and this done today. So you're going to be efficient in that. And then once you're done, you move on to your life and you handle the things you need to do in your life, right? You're efficient when you tell people, hey, I'm available from this time to this time, versus them asking for other times and there being a lot of confusion. Just mapping these things out is efficient, right? That's something I want you to get in the mode of thinking about. And of course, we'll talk more about it in the rest of this series. So make sure you watch the whole playlist, but that's just something I want you to get in the mode of thinking about, right? Okay, guys, so we've talked about a lot of things today, like a whole lot, but I want to leave you with one question of the day. Yes, it's time to make your day job or whatever your first stream of income, but are you going to stay with your current job, or are you going to seek another job that's a little bit more flexible? Maybe a job that lets you work from home, maybe a job that just literally only requires that 8 to 9 hours of you a day. Again, the question of the day is, are you going to stay with your current job, or are you going to seek a new day job so that you can balance other things along with it? That's the question of the day. Let me know in the comments. And of course, if you have any other questions at all, let me know in the comments, because I'm always here and ready and willing to answer your questions and to help you through this. But I can't stress enough that, having a day job is not a bad first stream of income. If you have a guaranteed $60,000 a year or a guaranteed $80,000 a year, whatever it is you're making your day job, that's not a bad first place to start to add on to it, right, with other streams of income. So it's not a bad first stream of income to think about. Like I said earlier, a lot of times on social media, people stress quitting your day job and just doing whatever, and then later on tell you to have multiple streams of income. But again, your job could be the first stream of income that you build on, right? So that's something, this is a lot of food for thought, keep it in mind. Again, one of my favorite shows is Shark Tank. On Shark Tank, I want to say at least half the people who go on Shark Tank have someone who's working a day job while building whatever it is that they're building and pitching. So there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with having a day job and working outside of that job, as long as there's no ethical conflicts of interest, as long as you're not stealing from the company in any way. There's nothing wrong with it. So these are things that I want you to really think about, marinate over before I release the next video, all right? But again, the question of the day, leave it in the comments. Are you gonna stick with your current job, or are you looking to switch things up to a job that maybe has a better understanding of work-life balance and that will support you a little bit better in your long-term dreams? Let me know in the comments and I'm willing to help you guys out, all right? Now, please do not go without subscribing, okay? I have much more coming, much more from where this came from. Again, this is a series, so there's much more coming soon in the coming days. And I have many more series and many more videos. So I wanna make sure you're subscribed so that you can get all my content about marketing, money, making it happen. So let me know, subscribe, enjoy my community, all right? Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Share this, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. As usual, I love connecting with you guys. I love seeing your comments and your questions. And yes, there's more in the description box, more to come, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.